Oh, I see you there, my crochet business friend. Juggling kids and yarn and laptops and blog posts and photography, and you're doing all of the things. When I think of crochet business owners, I honestly just envision this person who has all of the things up in the air, including yarn balls and including bills and cameras and all of the things. And I see you. I just want to let you know you're not alone. It's what business looks like. And we're going to talk today about how to balance that businessy aspect of your life and having to get all of the things done along with um, life. So, welcome. If you are new here, my name is Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur. I'm on a mission to help 100,000 bakers build financial freedom through crochet. And on our channel, we share crochet business tips. If you're a knitter, of course, you're welcome. If you're any other sort of maker, creative, small business owner, you're welcome too. Strategies we talk about today apply to all businesses. So I'm happy to have you. I see lots of friends here today. Luciana from Argentina. And we have Linda's here, Kathy's here, Jamie's here, Tammy's here. We have lots of friends. So welcome to Crochet Business Chat Podcast. We are going to be talking about balance and time management today. And I know we have talked about this a lot of times previously. And the thing is, I still see you struggling. Like, I still see that makers are out there struggling, and my lighting is like driving me nuts. People are still struggling with the whole time issue, and it's really leading to this epidemic of burnout and discouragement. And I don't want you to be in that place. So let's talk about how some strategies that you can implement. I have 5 tips for you today on how to manage life, business, time, etc. So if you have questions, if you're here live and you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the chat. You might want to wait till the end so that I can actually see them there in the chat. If you're watching on replay, go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section, and I'll be back to answer any questions you have. And if you're listening on the podcast, same. Leave your questions in the comments, and I'll do what I can to connect with you. So, all right. We're struggling, and we need to take some steps to get it together. So first tip is embrace time blocking. I feel like I'm sitting at the bottom of my screen. Hang on. Is that better? Embrace time blocking. And that means you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to like daily get up with your bullet journal and make it all color coded and have all of the blocks be like laid in stone and unmovable and inflexible. We're creatives, and a lot of times we're going to get to a point where like, I don't feel like that. It's on my time block, but I don't feel like it. So if you allow yourself to sort of move in that flow within the context of your time blocking schedule. So, we're all, not all, many of us are really good with the deadlines, and that like when I get to a place of like, oh no, I have to do it today. And so recognize if you let things go, you're going to get to a place of like, oh, I have to do it. And then you're going to do it because that drama and that adrenaline and all that stuff is going to get you to do it. Is it the best option for your nervous system? Probably no. I think the best option for your nervous system is to do the eat the frog method, which means putting the things you hate first thing in the morning and getting those things out of the way. So whether that means doing your bookkeeping first thing in the morning, doing social media first thing in the morning, whatever it is that is hard for you and that you typically procrastinate and avoid, doing those things first in the day, and then letting the rest of the day sort of play out and go by feel and what you feel like, that's what I do, and that's what works best for me. So you might consider that. And as you are time blocking, or as you are day blocking, whatever works best for you. If you want to have a theme day, you can have a theme day where today is all recording podcasts, or today is writing blog posts, or today is designing, today is making, creating inventory, today is batching out all my social media. Whatever it is for you, schedule in a crochet block. Schedule in, 4 hours. Wouldn't that be nice? 4 hours of just sitting down and crocheting, an hour of crocheting. Going to pick the kids up in the school pickup line, bring your crochet with you, and that's your time block to crochet. But don't forget to put the fun stuff in your day and mix it up a little bit. So time blocking is a good one. All right, next, use a simple system. And what I mean by this is don't overcomplicate the process of managing your time. As soon as it starts to get complicated, you're not going to do it. That's the way it is for me. And they talk about this in the book. What is that book about habits? Anyway, I can't remember the name of the book, but in the book about habits, he talks about if you do not set it up to be easy, you're going to easily not do it. And so keep your planner on your desk on your keyboard. So it's the first thing you see when you come to your desk in the morning. Or keep your Trello or Asana planner up and on your screen on your computer. So when you sit down, it's the first thing you see. Or get into the habit of making your calendar the first thing that you do every single morning. And those sorts of things, when you make it simple, you're going to be more likely to follow through with your time blocking and your planning. Keep a weekly planner, whether you're a paper person or an online person, or you want it on your phone. Whatever works best for you is the thing that you're going to actually engage with. So consider what kinds of things have worked for you in the past, what you've tried and they haven't worked. Don't try those again. Do something different and find the thing that works for you. Another idea is to start a 3 things list. And a lot of times our task list for the day is so long that the whole thing is just overwhelming, and we just ignore it because it's too much. So if you could simply go to your task list and pick 3 things for the day. For me, it's like my daily tasks, which are like do my social media, do my bookkeeping, do my connecting with my clients, whatever, those things that have to be done every day. That's one thing. And then I have the other things that I need to do that are like taking me towards my other goals. So having 3 things on your list is going to help you to build up that sort of success muscle of like, I got all the things done today. And then you can add things on if you have time, or then you can go crochet. My favorite tool for planning all of this stuff is Asana. Everyone has their favorites. Find the one that works best for you. I know Lisa, my success coach, she uses Trello and she loves it. I love Asana. And there are lots of other ones, Notion, ClickUp, all of those. Monday, I think. All of those things can help. Okay, next is automate the boring stuff. If you don't already have automation set up in your business, consider some easy things that you could automate. And that might be scheduling out your social media posts for the week and forgetting about them. I mean, you'll go back and you'll engage, right? But you're going to have a time block for engagement. But, doing the creative, doing the captions, getting them scheduled, all of that stuff could be a single time block. Get them scheduled for the week, and then you don't have to think about it. Same with your emails. Write your emails for the week, get them scheduled, and then don't think about it. And it just frees up the rest of your day. So instead of being in that like graphic design, copywriter mode several times throughout the week, you just be in that mode for a single time, the beginning of the week or the end of last week, and get those things scheduled out. Other things that can be really helpful are templates. So having templated social media posts, or templated blog posts or things like that can be super helpful. If you don't already have like templates for your Etsy listings and templates for your responses to people, all of those things could make life so much easier. So take some time, build in a block to implement some automations in your business. Also, autoresponders for your emails, autoresponders for your Etsy messages, autoresponders for your social media content, all of those things. Take that off your shoulders and they just automatically take care of those things for you. And then repurpose content. I'm going to put this in the sort of automate the boring stuff, because when you repurpose content, you can hire someone out to do that. So if you're in a place in your business where hiring out makes sense, delegating some tasks makes sense, you can simply have your virtual assistant go to your old content and repurpose that. I have hundreds of hours of coaching sessions on video. I could simply have a VA, download those videos, upload them to AI, say, spit out some social media posts for this, and then she could schedule those. And then I could have a whole year's worth of content just from old things that are laying around in my hard drive. So think about where you have things on your hard drive, repurpose videos as reels, repurpose photos as carousel posts. Think of how you can take the things that you already have done and repurpose them to new content. And that'll save you a lot of time, and especially if you have someone else who can do that for you. So automation and delegation. Next is set boundaries. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. I don't know if you do this too, but if you're a people pleaser, or if you just don't want people to be mad at you, you're typically going to be the kind of person who says yes to everything. And you're going to say yes to get me off track and help me not reach my goals. Because you're saying yes to everyone else's goals and distracting yourself from reaching your own. So really get strict with yourself about what you say yes to and what you say no to. And when you say no without guilt, because you're working on your business. I reach out to a lot of people every year. Like, do you want to, come to my summit? Do you want to come speak to my group? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I am prepared to hear no, because I understand that those people are running their businesses as well. And if my request doesn't meet their goals for their business, it's not that they have anything against me or against my people. It's just that it doesn't work for them, and that's totally fine. It's business, right? So operate that way for yourself and say, does this request fit the goals for my business? Does it move me closer or further away from the goals that I have set for myself? If it moves you further away, then you can say no without guilt. If it's something that stirs a passion in you, even though it doesn't fit your goal, that can be in a separate category of, I have scheduled out some time in my schedule to work on passion projects that don't necessarily help me meet my goal, but they help me meet my purpose. So if you recognize what's your purpose as a business owner, and there are opportunities that fulfill that purpose for you, by all means say yes, because it's going to fill you up. It's going to give you energy to head back towards your goals and work towards the goals you have in your business. So I'm not talking about being rigid at all, but I am talking about being wise. And so be wise about what you say yes to and what you say no to. Remember that overcommitment leads to burnout. Burnout can lead to anxiety, depression, and worse. So I don't want that for you. I want you to love your business. I want your business to feel like flow, like you're just operating out of this, I do it because I love it. And the stress levels decrease the more you work in your business. That's what I want for you. So don't be afraid to say no. And then finally, reevaluate weekly. So those of you who've been in my programs know that I recommend that you have a weekly CEO time where you reevaluate what worked, what didn't work, what things do I need to tweak, what do I need to change. I do this typically on Sundays. I'll schedule a CEO hour where I sit and I look at my calendar for the week, see what's going on. I look at last week and say what had me stressed out. How am I going to mitigate that this week? What didn't work well last week? How am I going to do things different this week? So working on those reflections, resetting your goals, and reevaluating what things are working, what's not working, and then plan the week ahead. So if you do this on Sunday, some people don't work on Sunday, and so make it work for you. If you want to do it on Saturday, you want to do it Friday to get prepared for the next week, great. You're the boss and you get to decide what works best for you. But plan the week ahead, journal. I really recommend that you check in with your biz bestie, your coach, your mastermind, your accountability group, whatever you have, whoever you have supporting you in your business, do a weekly check-in. To own those things, that these things didn't work. This is what I'm going to do instead. Will you hold me accountable? I'll check in with you next week and tell you what I changed and how that went. And then you do the same for them. And that can be really powerful. All right. I want to remind you that no matter what you're doing, what you're juggling, where the struggles are, whether you get everything on your task list checked off or not, you're not failing. We are all human and life happens. Now, I sometimes hear life happens a lot as people use that as an excuse for why their business is not growing. Life happened. So recognize life happens to everyone. Some people respond in a way that moves them toward their goals, and some people respond in a way that moves them away from your goals. Check in with yourself and try to be really cognizant of the way that you respond to things so that that response is moving you toward the dream life that you want to have. Life happens is not an excuse for not getting things done. Except sometimes it is. But I want you to be really honest with yourself. Like, oh, I had a cold. Well, some people work with a cold and some people don't work with a cold. Or I got a paper cut. I mean, honestly, for some people, they're going to look for any excuse not to do their business, not to work on their business. And if that's you, I want you to reevaluate, is being a business owner for me? Do I need to go work for someone else where I am held accountable for every action I take? Or treat yourself like an employee. I don't think we went into business to treat ourselves like employees, but if that's the way you've been conditioned or that's the way you operate best, then treat yourself like an employee. Do a monthly evaluation, a quarterly evaluation of how are you performing, and be really honest about it. Would you fire yourself if you were your own employee? I think it's a really, really important question, because I know I'm an excellent employee. I'm really good at showing up for my boss and overperforming, and I like, positive reinforcement. So if my boss is telling me I'm doing a good job, I'm going to do more of that. And when I'm working for myself, I can fall into this like, oh, I'm tired. I'm not going to do the thing today. But I have to look at it like, if I was working for somebody else, I would be kicking butt. And so I need to do that for my own self. If you're not going to do it for yourself, then why do it? All right. I hope that makes sense. Yes, there are things that pull us away. There's family emergencies, there's deaths, there's chronic illness, there's, responsibilities to care for your family. All of those things are real things. But then ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that doesn't sabotage the future that I want to have for me and for my family? I hope that makes sense. So it's like tough love with grace. So have grace for yourself, but also have tough love for yourself. I hope that makes sense. be sure to grab, I created for you a CEO morning checklist. And this is something I use in my business to help me stay on track with my morning. When you start your morning off right in your business, the rest of the day tends to go smoothly. So it's going to have things on there. You don't have to do everything on the list. It's basically like do something to give back, do something to reach out to your community, do something to prepare for your day, do something to nurture your soul. Like there's different categories, and you get to pick every day which things you're going to do to set yourself up every day to have a great Crochet CEO day. And you can get that via the link in the description of this video or in the blog post about this podcast once it's up and ready, or in the show notes of the podcast. So grab that checklist. It's really going to be helpful for you starting off your day in a really great way. So speaking of doing things nice, we have our weekly shout out. So mostly when I do shout outs, I'm going to be shouting out some smaller business owners because I want them to get some traction or get their name out there. But today I'm going to shout out a bigger designer. She's not in the crochet realm, but she is a designer. She's a knit designer. And, we've become acquaintances or supporters of each other's businesses over the years. And Chantal, after years and years and years of saying she is never going full-time as a crochet designer, last week she quit her full-time job and is now a full-time business owner. So if you want to go support her by liking, commenting, following, sharing any of her stuff to help her with this transition into being a full-time designer, go do that. Go do a nice thing today and go support her. It's such a scary thing to shut down that, when you go work for someone else, you have a guaranteed paycheck. And when you take that leap from guaranteed paycheck to now it's all on my shoulders, it's a really, really scary thing. So I want to shout out Chantal for making a scary decision, for saying yes to the future that she sees for herself and for her family. And that's really, really exciting. So go say congratulations to Chantal. Knititude is her business. So at Knititude on Instagram and all the places. That's our shout out for the week. All right, friends, before I answer your questions, don't forget to do all the YouTube-y things. So like this video so other people know we exist. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed so you can get notified when we go live. Most of my videos are live. I don't do a lot of pre-recorded video. I really like just talking to you and knowing someone's there listening. So we do most of our videos as live streams. So if you subscribe and click the notification bell, you'll get notified when I go live, which is Monday morning, same time, same place. And then every other Tuesday, we have Coffee with Crochetpreneur. So we'll be getting together tomorrow morning for Coffee with Crochetpreneur. That video is already scheduled. You can click to get notified if you go over to just the Crochetpreneur channel. It'll be there as like a upcoming video. So that's that. If you're watching the podcast, do the podcasty things. So like, comment, leave a review for the Crochet Business Chat podcast. That always helps wherever you're listening on your favorite podcasting platform. And join me tomorrow for Coffee with Crochetpreneur, where we are going to chat and do some live coaching with y'all. So bring your questions, do your hair and makeup, because I want you to come live on camera with me. It's more fun when we can see each other and we can chat together. So come tomorrow morning and we'll do some coaching. So let's go check out a couple of questions if you have any, and then I'm going to go get the next things done on my list. All right. Congratulations, Chantal. I'll be here for coffee. D by the Sea Crochet. You can get the checklist through the link in the description. So you can grab that. Congrats to Chantal. I just sent a request. I really need it. All right. Atomic Habits. Yes, that's the name of the book, Atomic Habits. I believe it's in my Amazon influencer shop if you want to go check that out. I'll go check it out when we're done to be sure it's in there. I really need to add all of my new books into my influencer shop so that you guys can see all my favorites in there. Looking for consignment, Atomic Habits. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we don't have any questions. I am going to let you go. I have to get back to work and do all of my things. So I am recording, just so you know, like what things look like over here. Today, speaking about automation, so I'm writing some processes for my operations manager to give to her team so that they can create social media posts out of my podcast. So I'm going to screen record myself doing the process. I've already written the process down step by step. I'll give those to them so that each week after the podcast is over, they'll just go create a week's worth of social media posts, schedule them out for me, and get them on, I think, 8 or 9 different social media channels without me having to do anything except show up here on Monday morning. So that is what I'm working on today. And for those of you who have the Crochet Biz Power Bundle from the Crochet Business Summit, we have a group coaching call tonight at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I just sent out an email this morning about that, so be sure to register for that and join me tonight for group coaching. That's it. That's all the things. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, for Coffee with Crochetpreneur. Thanks for being here. Bye, gang.